My name is Joke Oyebamiji. I am a creative director and a fashion entrepreneur at Made for More Shoes. Well, at Made for More Shoes, we empower women to give back to society through their fashion choices. Specifically, for every shoe you buy from us, 10% goes back to educating children that are in need. Now I get a lot of questions about why the name Made for More, why shoes, why children in need, and I want to quickly relate this story. So I grew up in Ota, Ogun State, and it's almost synonymous to a slum. A lot of kids in that part of the world don't even get out of primary school, talk less of going to tertiary or secondary school. If a lot of my friends got pregnant very early in life, and when I go back to visit now, I see a very, very huge difference in the standard of living. That reinforces to me the fact that every child must not be robbed of a chance to education. Education is a game changer for any child. And from when I was young also, I've always been enthusiastic about fashion. Fashion was what I breathe, fashion was what I sleep with, wake up with. And then after working for about 7 years in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, I realized that, okay, how about I bring together two of my passions? Fashion is what I do without getting paid, and taking something from my background, which is lack of education for children, and then use the fashion aspect to change the life of these kids. Now, prior to this time, I had volunteered with NGOs, gone on personal outreaches to slums in Calabar, in Lagos, in Ogun State. But that was not sustainable in the long run. Every time I needed to call on friends, I needed to call on donors to give things out to these kids. And when we left those communities, it was like things go back to the normal. Those kids go back to their way of life after they've exhausted your rice, after they are done eating your chicken. The question was, what next? What was next? And that was where the idea or the concept of Made for More Shoes came up. How about we sell shoes that will help the women that are buying those shoes become a change agent in the life of children? Normally, you can always buy a pair of shoes, wear it for fashion or to cover your feet or anything. Every woman would normally buy a shoe, but now we are bringing the extra factor into it. That with this shoe that you're buying, you're helping other children out there get a better life. It might not resonate with a lot of us because we live in the cities or in the urban centers of Nigeria. But when you go into the deep slums of Lagos, when you go to places like Ifo in Ogun State, you begin to see realities that will shock you. You see children that have never seen a mobile phone before. We were in Cross River State 2 years ago. And we went there with things to give out to them. And we thought, okay, these things are so small. In fact, people were reluctant to give it out. Like, my children have used this thing, how am I going to give it out? But these people received it with joy. They had never seen a mobile phone. They had never stepped into the four walls of a school. And that was just an eye-opener for me that, okay, you know what? This is it. Let's bring customers, consumers, purchasers. Let them come together to make a difference in the life of children out there. My life's big goal, really, is to galvanize women to cause change in the society. Our big vision, really, is to see a society whereby there's no child that has been denied education because his parent or our parents could not afford it. My life's big goal is to empower women like me out there to cause a change through our fashion choices. Our fashion choices does not have to be frivolous. Yes, we want to look trendy, we want to look comfortable in our dresses, in our shoes, but we could do a whole lot more to make the world better. Up till now, we've been able to empower over 50 children in Lagos, and we really want to employ everyone out there to come and join us in this vision. Our long-term goal is to give out scholarships to children, but we are pretty small right now, so we cannot afford that. What we do right now is to give out school notebooks, to give out school bags, to give out footwears to children that are in need. But we want to grow beyond this. We want a situation whereby every child in the slum, in Lagos, in Nigeria, in Africa, can look back and realize that A shopper in Lagos helped me to get in school. A shopper in Lagos, in Abuja, in Kano helped me to gain a better opportunity at life. We've gone a long way in Nigeria as women. We've gone a long way in Africa and in the rest of the world. We are no longer in that stone age where women were held back by their gender. But I still believe that we have a long way to go. Progress for me is a world where no woman is held back because of the color of her skin, her gender, her race, her ethnic background. Progress for me is where every woman is consciously thinking of how to make the world. When I say the world now, I mean it could be your house, it could be your streets, it could be your community. Is making it a better place. When you are thinking every day, how can I make a child have a better chance at life? How can I, even if it's not your biological child, it could be any child, how can I make it a better place? Through the kind of shoes I decide to wear, through the kind of clothes I decide to wear. That is progress for me.